online support program, class 9, week 12, lesson 14, subject biology. Textbook biology, page number 158 to 159, unit 8, nutrition, topic digestion in humans. Sources required, biology text. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to revise structure and function of oral cavity, describe structure of pharynx and esophagus. You can see like food selection and chewing has been done. Now the last function of oral cavity is the lubrication or chemical digestion. How lubrication or chemical digestion take place? As we have taken in the food is being grinded into small pieces. Now this food will be act on some kind of chemicals. The chewing process stimulates the three pairs of salivary glands under the tongue, behind the jaws and in front of the ears to release juice called saliva. Inside our mouth juices are present. Glands are present. Salivary glands are present. They are present under your tongue. They are present behind your jaws. They are also present in front of the ears. Whenever the food is chewed, so at the same time juices are released, and that juice is called the saliva. Why saliva is released? What is the function of the saliva? The food that we have eaten, the food that we have grinded or chewed, now when saliva act on that food, so it will become watery or it will be mucus. Why mucus? Just to lubricate it. Why the food is needed to be lubricated? Because it has to be passed from the esophagus, and for the easy passage, the food should be lubricated. So saliva add water and mucus to the food, which act as a lubricant to ease the passage of the food through the esophagus. Now beside this, saliva contains some enzymes that are called salivary amylases. What is the function of the salivary amylases? Salivary amylases help in the digestion of the starches. Like our food mostly consists of the starches, consist of carbohydrates, and these things has to be partially digested inside our mouth. So when we eat food, or if our food contain any kind of starches or the carbohydrate, so the salivary amylase will act on that starches and the carbohydrates, and it will be partially digested. Not fully digested, they will be partially half digested. During this process, the pieces of food are rolled up by a tongue in small, slippery, spherical mass called bolus. Now, at the end, bolus is formed. What is bolus? When the small pieces of the food is rolled up by the tongue. So it will acquire a shape of a spherical mass, and that spherical mass is actually called a bolus. Now this bolus is ready to enter into our esophagus. When we swallow the bolus and push it in esophagus through the pharynx. First the pharynx will come, and with the help of a pharynx the food will be passed down to the esophagus. Pharynx and esophagus. Now, in pharynx and esophagus, swallowing and peristalsis take place. We will be discussing these terms in detail right now. During swallowing, bolus is pushed back to the mouth by tongue. Now, as the bolus is made inside the oral cavity, it has to be pushed behind the mouth, right? So in this way the soft palates also move upward. In this way, opening of the nasal cavity is closed. Now as the food particles or the bolus is pushed back to the mouth, for this purpose first the nasal cavity, the respiratory tract has to be closed. How it is closed? When we push back the bolus, so the soft palates are present. The soft palates will move upward and in the backward direction in such a way that the opening of the nasal cavity will be closed. What is nasal cavity? The respiratory tract, the windpipe, right? So when we swallowed, the bolus passes pharynx to enter esophagus. Pharynx has the adaptations to prevent the entry of the bolus particles in trachea. Now actually this is the pharynx that will prevent the entry of the food particles or the bolus to enter into the trachea, as trachea is the respiratory tract. For this purpose, the trachea opening has to be closed before the bolus enter here. During swallowing, the larynx is the top of the trachea. The larynx will move upward and forces the epiglottis. What is the epiglottis? Epiglottis are flap of cartilage that are present on the top of the trachea, and actually these epiglottics help in the closing of the trachea. So when we swallowed anything, so the larynx will move upward and it will forces the epiglottics in horizontal position, and thus with the help of this, the glottix, that is the opening of the trachea, it will be closed. The opening of the trachea is closed. Opening of trachea is the glottix. The opening of the trachea is actually called the glottix, and it is closed with the help of the epiglottics. How it is closed? By the movement of the larynx in the upward direction. Now the trachea is closed. As the trachea is closed, so after swallowing, food will enter into a tube called esophagus, which connect the pharynx to the stomach. Pharynx is actually esophagus is a long tube, and esophagus has a wave-like motion. When the bolus enter into the esophagus, so it has a wave-like motion. It contract and relax, and with the help of this contraction and relaxation, the bolus go downward towards the stomach. And this contraction and relaxation of the esophagus or the wave-like motion of the esophagus is called the peristalsis. So peristalsis is a process which moves food from oral cavity to rectum, defined as waves contraction and relaxation in smooth muscles of alimentary canal wall. These are actually the soft palates. You can see the soft palates. These are the hard palates. This is your tongue. This is the epiglottis, right? The flap of cartilage which will help in the closing of the trachea. You can see it is present above the trachea, so it will help in the closing of the trachea. You can see with the help of this diagram you will get it that this is the bolus. The bolus is entering into the esophagus. As it is entered into the esophagus, in the second diagram you can see that the opening of the trachea is closed with the help of the epiglottis. As it is closed, so the food particle will move downward. This is the peristalsis. This is the esophagus movement. You can see it is a wave-like movement, right? The contraction and relaxation. This is the mass of food, that is the bolus. When it enters into the esophagus, with the help of contraction and relaxation of the esophagus, the food particle will move downward. Okay, students? So students, this was your today's lecture. Hope you find it easy and interesting. Thank you so much.